Hi. Today. Today was interesting. So many points opened up today. And again, I'll begin with waking up. I slept in until the very, very last minute. And my mother woke up even, just to um, rush me to wake up and get ready for school. Yet I didn't wake up. I was too immersed and living within and as, but less than all of my thoughts within sleeping. And then at one point, within all of these thoughts, I asked myself one simple question. What are the physical consequences of not waking up and getting myself up and not going to school? And any physical consequence I could think of with sleeping in did not play in my favor. As in, it was it would not manifest an outcome that would benefit everyone, including myself. And then a period of curious silence, because after realizing that by sleeping in, nothing good will come out of it, nothing that will benefit everyone will manifest from me sleeping in. Curious silence. And then I realized, in practical experience, in real time, the statement that if I do not will myself to change, nothing will change. If I do not move myself to change, nothing will change. No one can move me except me myself. And after that realization, I stood up within all of my feelings and emotions of not wanting to get up. I stood up within and as those feelings and emotions, and I got up. And in that instant, now that I look back, in that instant, what I thought was reality, as my manifested thoughts, emotions, and feelings, disappeared like smoke disappearing into a greater volume of air. Just vanished. Today I was much more stable in my application of self-certainty, and within self-certainty, self-trust, self-honesty, self-forgiveness, and self-corrective application. They're all connected. You can't apply one and not apply the other. And I did that. And after school, I decided to hang out with a friend that I came to be came to be fairly good friends with. And I became friends with him during a period when I was completely immersing myself in self-improvement material, personal development material, things like Napoleon Hill and Steve Pavlina, that sort of material, how to win friends and influence people. I was applying those principles, those advice. They're not principles. It was advice as best I could, and I came to befriend this person. So I went and hang out with this person, and finally we sat down at Starbucks. And in that journey in between, from leaving school to going to Starbucks, I frequently caught myself trying to fit myself into what this person would think acceptable, like doing acceptable things, what I think would be acceptable from the perspective of my friend, this person. And then we talked, we chat, and I was completely aware of moments when I reacted with the intention of wanting to impose my opinion on somebody and feeling that something is wrong with the other person if they do not accept my opinion. And this person played a key role in my journey up until here, now uh, educating myself with the Destiny material, in the sense that he presented a very fascinating example of a personality design completely opposite to who I accepted and allowed myself to become. And this person, he was always submissive. He would let things go, even though he would say something that might upset him or contradict his beliefs. He would let it go. He would just let it flow. And he was extremely sensitive to other people's emotions and moods, extremely, such that if you said just one statement angrily towards him, he would receive the message immediately and end the conversation himself. Whereas I, as a personality design, as who I've accepted and allowed myself to be at the moment, was complete opposite. I was a self-righteous bastard, dirty piece of meat. I was conceited, extremely conceited, yet at the same time, I wanted to find out who I was and wanted others to find out who they were. And because of that, when I realized that some of the statements I said were false when applied in reality, I distrusted my own statements, and it led into a cycle of only looking outside for a point of trust and a point of stability, completely opposite of where trust really is, which is in each person as I. And then eventually the conversation with my friend at Starbucks reached a point where I commented on the ridiculousness of how this world is operating, like how people are concerned with the latest fashion when over half of the people in the world don't even have enough food to eat, enough water to drink. He said a direct statement, and he never did this in any of our interactions until this moment. You think too much. That's what he said to me, direct. Initially, I was offended. I reacted as if he offended me, but I knew this conversation was never about who was right or who was wrong. This conversation was always about exploration and finding a resolution, finding this, uncovering more of the machine that is the mind, that is me, and learning how I work as a mind. So within that, I asked myself, am I thinking too much? And then the conversation went on, so I let that go for the moment. And then I came back home and simply decided to click on the Osho and support section within Destiny forums. And that was absolutely fascinating.